Where did it go from? So you've went, like, explain to me what happens between when you start to treat it as a business and when you ended up in jail. What was the timeline of that?
So when I was in my early 20s, I think that's when, in hindsight, things started going downhill, because I was taking a lot of steroids, and then from there, I'm not saying that steroids is the reason why I went to jail by any stretch, but 1 minute you're a normal guy, the next minute you're on 10 grand a month, the next minute you're a 20-odd-year-old guy that has probably been one of the better shaped guys in my little local area. From there, the women, the money, and you that's when kind of I thought, I'd go to Ibiza, I'll go on to Dubai, I'll go to mainland Spain, I'll mix it with the guys in Amsterdam, and the real, I'll start climbing the ladder, really. So I've never really been asked that question. It's a good question. But I think from there on in, it was my bravado. I'm in my mid-20s. I go to Ibiza, went there on a holiday. I met this Manchester firm, heavy guys. I thought, I can do what you can do, and I know I can. And they knew that I could. And we actually did a bit of work when I did go to Ibiza in 2012. Different firms from Leeds, Liverpool, Manchester, London, Essex. Kind of didn't link up as such, but you didn't have much problems. If you had something, you wanted to sell it.
So when you say firms, they were in the same line of work. I mean, are they sort of doing? Is it predominantly they're looking to deal with the narcotic side? Are they looking for the collections and?
No, they are. They it's kind of weird how the Underworld works. Me, obviously, we wouldn't do any business, but if we did some business, it's based on trust. So if someone's got something, 10 kilos of something, and the owner is the guy that's funded it in Dubai, you're never going to know that. So if he's bought 10 kilos of cocaine, you're not going to know that. He's entrusted it with a guy that's probably bought it from Europe into England. And then 2 or 3 transactions later, it falls upon someone like myself. Not saying I've ever done that volume. There's 10 kilos. What can you get for it? Oh, I can sell it in 3 days. There you go. Get the cash. Drop the cash off. That's it, done. It's all based on trust.
When you're saying trust, it sounds like, I mean, again, I'm just falling into business mode here. It sounds like you're talking about people's initial thing of trust would be that they like you, that you're not going to do anything wrong. But I'm thinking you've got a credit agreement, right? So what's happening is someone is putting up whatever it is, cocaine, and you're then getting that to sell it, and you're going to distribute the money back to them and keep your margin on it. So you're operating on credit terms.
Absolutely. Essentially, what it boils down to is these guys have already got millions and millions. So if they're living in Dubai, Thailand, or England, they've got that much cash where it's not feasible, it's not logical for them to stop. So if they stop and they're already sitting on the beach in Dubai, for example, it's not feasible for them to stop, because that £1 million float, they might double it in a year. But where can you double £1 million in the bank or elsewhere if it's not the grey market or the underworld? Mm-hmm. So really, it's in their interest to take 1 or 2 losses, wherever it may be, because if somebody takes X amount, 10% of that on credit, £100,000, they're going to pay. Believe you me, they're going to pay.
Yeah, because I mean, they're in that world where it's like you're not taking them to a court, you're not instructing lawyers. You're going to have some heavy duty characters coming to see you to say, look, we're making it clear under no uncertain terms, this will be paid. It's not going to be.
I think all the soaps, when I used to watch the soaps on Parents back in 90s, you had all these, Del Boy, All and Fools and Horses, so on and so on, these sort of characters, and I suppose I'm not too dissimilar myself. I'm not quite a Rodney, but you've got these sort of characters where when you're dealing with proper money, hundreds and hundreds of thousands or millions, things tend to work smoother, because if it doesn't, there's got to be an issue. If something is being caught, no problem. I'll pass that to you, Geo. You've been caught with it, no problem. That's it. this dog's gone over, been 100 kilos, caught, it'd be on the news in 24 hours. No problem. But if someone wants to be what we call a rat or a little snake,